Hey, welcome back. Today we are on lesson 16 of A Course in Miracles, and I swear I say this every single time, but this is probably one of my favorite lessons ever. It is so profound and so life-changing that if you can jump on board and be open to looking at things this way, I guarantee it will change the trajectory of your life. Reading this morning, I'm like, this has been such a huge catalyst in my own life of going from someone who was crazy anxious, super insecure, like literally living in my thoughts and in my head every day and night, just like constantly so many thoughts going on that were really disempowering and keeping me stuck all the time. And getting to the place where I'm at today, where I have literally shifted and reprogrammed my mind to support me and to help me stay grounded and calm and help me stay like hyper aware of what's actually going on and what is actually true. And being able to rebuild myself with confidence and self-love and all these positive habits that allow me to create the life that I want. I feel like this lesson can help summarize so much of that work. So excited to dive in. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Welcome back. So for those who don't know, my name is Kara Michelle, and I'm here to help you live your truth. And so today, just diving right into lesson 16. Lesson 16 is I have no neutral thoughts. I have no neutral thoughts. And I want to share one of the parts that it says here right away is that everything you see is the result of your thoughts. There is no exception to this fact. And I start there because I remember when I first started looking at mindset and thoughts and like the power of our belief, I thought it was just like a crock. Like I really didn't believe the people who said that. I was the most like cynical non-believer that there probably was. And I just kept thinking those people are like full of shit, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. It definitely takes more than just our thoughts. And it was really keeping me in this place, right? Where I didn't believe the power of my thoughts. And even that itself was a very limiting thought to be having all the time. Whereas everything we see is the result of our thoughts. And hopefully by now through these lessons, you're realizing that no matter what you're looking at, whether it's something as simple as like a book or a teacup or a window, or whether you're looking at a person, like a friend, a coworker, a partner, or an experience, whether it's traumatic or beautiful and exciting, no matter what you're looking at, what you see in that experience is a full projection of your thoughts. It is truly the result of your thoughts. We could all look at the same window and we're all gonna have different perceptions or beliefs or experiences with it because our thoughts are dictating what we actually see. I'm gonna say that again. Our thoughts dictate what we actually see. You can comment that down below if you want to join me on this. Our thoughts dictate what we actually see, because whatever we're thinking is what we're going to perceive from it. It's what we're going to see. And I use the word projection. Projection doesn't mean a negative thing. It just means that you're literally like projecting, like a little old school projector in the classroom, projecting onto that experience whatever you believe to be true. So I actually just wrote a post about this on Instagram about when we're feeling triggered and how often are we bringing old experiences and projecting them because of our thoughts. So I just had an argument or discussion, a disagreement with a friend last week where we both had very different perceptions of the experience. And it was the most civil, beautiful, conscious conversation I think I've ever had, which I'm so grateful for. But we were both able to sit there and go, hey, like this is what I'm seeing from it, my perception and projection, and the thoughts that I started to tell myself from it, and the reason I acted this way. And then I could go, hey, that's cool. I support that. I understand that. Thank you so much for sharing. Here is what I was seeing and experiencing and the thoughts that were going through my head, which made me feel this way. And so that's why I acted the way I was acting. And it's from this level of awareness that we can literally change the freaking world, because we're taking ownership. We're realizing that we are bringing our own experiences and perceptions into play, and we're allowing ourselves to see how those are dictating or ruling things in our lives. So it's really powerful, because when you see you have no neutral thoughts, what this also goes on to say is that every thought you have contributes to truth or illusion. Every thought you have contributes to truth or illusion. Are the thoughts contributing to truth? Are they making you stronger? Are they making you feel better, more empowered? Are they benefiting you and those around you? Or are they contributing to an illusion? Are they making you feel small, making you feel inadequate, unworthy? Are they making you lash out in pain or anger or resentment? Are they bringing in fear? Or are they bringing in love, truth, or illusion, right? Every thought is one of those things. And so we don't have neutral thoughts, because every single thing that goes through our brain is feeding into one of those paths. Or that ancient saying about like the two wolves in your head, and which one wins, the light or the dark, whichever one you feed. And that's the truth. That is what this is are you feeding truth, or are you feeding illusion? Are you feeding love, or are you feeding fear? And every single thought you have, even the ones that you feel don't really matter, or they're small, or you just dismiss them or ignore them or bottle them up, they're still feeding into one of those two pathways. So with this lesson, it's really about uncovering, once again, the power of your thoughts and the power of the stories that you're telling yourself every day. And that's just like a quick little shift that has helped me over the years, is seeing it as a story. Because when I think of something as a thought or a belief, it immediately feels stronger to me. It feels more solid and more real. It feels like it's more valid, right? Like a belief or whatever, or a thought. Like I'm thinking this and it feels really strong and real. If I look at it as a story instead, then I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It immediately takes some power away from that and brings some more power back to myself, so that I can uncover what is actually going on and how I truly feel about it. And I can see the lies within the truth. I can see that truth from the illusion, right? So seeing it as a story immediately allows you to shift and actually kind of separate yourself from it, so it doesn't feel so personal or heavy, and then allows you to uncover like, oh, wait a minute, you know what? A lot of that thought actually isn't true at all. It's just this one little piece that triggered me, or that makes sense, or that brings up past experiences, or makes me feel a certain way, right? So seeing it as a story is like quick little mindset hack. If you want extra support with this, I highly recommend checking out my free mindset training. It is linked down below. It's so powerful. I share my 3-step process. I share the most common mistakes that people make when it comes to their mindset, their beliefs, and how they show up in the world. And I can pretty much guarantee you probably are doing at least one, if not multiple, of those mistakes without even realizing it. So if you've got the time, check it out. It will be so beneficial and it will change your life. So highly recommend, shameless plug, check out that link. Now, back to lesson 16. The next part, it says that I wanted to share before getting into the full exact lesson, which is not a complicated lesson, as I'm sure you're getting from now, but okay. Every single thought, recognize that every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. A neutral result is impossible because a neutral thought is impossible. Right? I kind of just went on a tangent about that. The next part, it says, is realizing that the temptation to dismiss fear thoughts, like negative thoughts, we want to dismiss it as unimportant, trivial, not worth bothering, but it's essential that you recognize them as equally destructive, right? Because those thoughts are destructive. Those are the thoughts that are going to bring you down into a negative spiral, keep you stuck. Those are the thoughts we want to work on. Those are the thoughts we want to uncover and shift and face head on. So you're going to want to dismiss them or ignore them, but realize that those are so destructive. and they're equally unreal, as in they're equally meaningless. Those thoughts have no power. They only have the power in which you give them. So they're not actually real. They're not actually truth. Those are the illusions. Those are the thoughts that come from pain or trauma or wounding. That doesn't mean that they're true. That doesn't mean that they have to hold power. That doesn't mean that they have to dictate us and our lives. So seeing that, yes, we can have loving, positive, peaceful thoughts or fearful, negative, harmful thoughts, right? We can't have neutral thoughts. There's no such thing as a neutral thought. Every single thought we have is going to fall and lean either way into either of those categories, right? That's just how it works. That's the law of duality. There is no middle ground, right? There is a middle ground. It might not be super far on that side or super far on that side. It could be close, but it can't be neutral. You can't have an absolutely 0 point thought unless you're in the 0 point field, which is like quantum meditation. It's when you're in that state connected to God, source, universe, where you just are. That's different. Your average thoughts throughout the day are going to be either a little bit this way or a little bit that way. So they can't be neutral. But then realizing that the ones you want to pay exceptionally close attention to are those negative, fearful ones. And seeing that they are destructive, seeing that they are the ones bringing you down, and seeing that they're unreal. They're not truth. They're not fact. So all of this comes back to your ability to discern what is actually true and what is an illusion. What are you giving your power to that you don't need to, okay? And so in this practice today, you're going to search your mind for a minute or so with your eyes closed, and you're going to just go through whatever thoughts come up. It says, please do not overlook any little thought, because whatever comes up, you're going to naturally think, oh, that's just small, or that doesn't matter, and try to dismiss it. But no, just try to look at every single thought, try to observe them all. And then in this process, when things are coming up, say, this thought about blank is not a neutral thought. Excuse me. This thought about yesterday's work experience is not a neutral thought. This thought about what so-and-so said is not a neutral thought. This thought about my fear of XYZ is not a neutral thought. And this thought about my love for so-and-so is not a neutral thought. There are no neutral thoughts, okay? So using this practice multiple times throughout the day, again, only just for like a short time, because we have so many thoughts each day. You don't want to get overwhelmed, but if you can practice this, and this is something I highly recommend taking with you throughout all day, every day, as much as possible, is just having that awareness of your thoughts, having that awareness of the stories that are going on in your mind and what you're telling yourself, because that's going to allow you to really start to see, wow, what are the things that are supporting me and uplifting me? What are the things that are bringing me down and making me feel lesser than? And how can I work on cultivating more positive, loving thoughts, so that instead of, mostly being on this negative train, which is where I used to be years ago, I can slowly start like having more moments of positive thoughts, right? And then I still fall back and I'd still get into the negativity or the fear or the old stories. And then eventually it gets easier and easier until eventually now where I'm at is this predominantly positive, this very aware, predominantly loving, peaceful, like this different train. And then I'll have those moments where I fall back that way, but the pendulum has swung drastically compared to where I was years ago. And it's because I cultivated and practiced and made awareness my day job. Awareness was my day job for like 8 years. Just constantly questioning every single thought that went on in my mind, looking at if this is actually helping me and serving me, what is true, what is illusion, and what can I take from it to move forward and feel stronger, feel more empowered. So it's constantly taking that empowerment stance, constantly looking at yourself, seeing your power, seeing this as like your opportunity to move forward and get stronger every single day from doing this. and questioning those thoughts. So today, I have no neutral thoughts. As your thoughts arise, you can say, this thought about blank is not a neutral thought because I have no neutral thoughts. So just really reinstalling and reaffirming to yourself that every single thought matters. Every single little thing that passes through your head matters. And the more you can observe it and become aware of it, and then find out, is this fear or is this love? Is this illusion or is this truth? Then the more you can keep shifting yourself onto the higher timeline, into the more positive and empowered way of speaking, thinking, acting, and living. Yay! Which is beautiful. So I hope you can practice this. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up, that is the thumbs up. So thumbs up, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications. If you found this helpful and you think this could benefit others, please feel free to share. I just want to bring this knowledge, especially, I mean, everything I share, I want to bring to as many people as possible, but A Course in Miracles is a book that has, or text that has really changed my life, and I haven't even finished it fully. I've just reread the beginning parts over and over again numerous times now. It's so powerful, and so I really want to help bring this to more people so that they can start to become aware of the power of their thoughts and the power that they carry within them. So if you feel like sharing, it's greatly appreciated. Being here, I will see you on the next video. Sending so much love your way, and remember, you have no neutral thoughts. Bye.